Get up, you son of a bitch!
Cause Pawn's drunk loves ya.
Ready to rumble!
Yeah, you already know this is Pawn's Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Shot himself, aka El Adobo, aka El Sazón, aka El Borracho, aka Café Bustelo, aka El Pastor de Boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this side of heaven. God bless you all. Ladies and gentlemen, fight week in the sport of boxing. One of the phenom in the 154-pound division, ex-unified champion in the 147-pound division, Philadelphia's own Jerome Boost Ennis stepping back in the ring versus Lima. Not a high-profile fight. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a fight that, you know, is good for the 154-pound division because I believe that the 154-pound division is the most dangerous division in the sport of boxing. If you've been following the channel, I've been trying to say this for years and years and years, but there was people out there saying, no, it's not. I don't know who's in that division. No, Jermell Charlo ain't fighting names. Just because you ain't know the name, that doesn't mean that wasn't the best division in the game. Just because you didn't want to respect Jermell Charlo, but let me say it like this. I always said that the 154-pound division is the landmine division. From number 1 to number 10, man, is the if you don't come prepared 100%, you're gonna get got in 154-pound division. Everybody has shown their vulnerability. Everybody has struggled. Ain't nobody in the 154-pound division look like a pound for pound all-time great. I'm talking about in recent years. I'm not talking that because the division is so tough, it's so competitive. Ladies and gentlemen, you got what? Look at the names. Just look at the names. I'm gonna tell you the names before. Canelo Alvarez, the former 4th Division World Champion, super middleweight, undisputed. He struggled in the 154-pound division. He showed his vulnerability. Versus Lara. Hey, remember Demetrius Andre? Demetrius Andre struggled with Motorosian. Got dropped by Motorosian. Y'all forgot about that? And yeah, Motorosian was a good name. A good name coming out from the amateurs, an Olympian. Just these type of names that a lot of people is not high-profile names, but the Bochucks of the world, the Majormov of the world, right? Right? The Bakram of the world. You remember the Korobov of the world? Just because we ain't know the name, but it's the same type of setting. It is the same type of setting. A lot of people show their vulnerability in the 154-pound division. The former reigning king, Jermell Charlo, the undisputed Iron Man Charlo. He lost a controversial loss versus Tony Harrison. Got it right back with a knockout. Draw with Brian Castano. Brian Castano had a draw with Lara. Brian Castano beat Patrick Teixeira. Patrick Teixeira used to be, remember Patrick Teixeira was the hype guy. He was Tim Tszyu before Tim Tszyu, right? Yo, the 154-pound division is a difficult, it's a landmine division. It's dangerous, it's competitive, it's challenging, but I believe that the 154-pound division is for the pure hardcores, for the pure boxing sports fan, not the business fans. I'm talking about the sport fan. Because there's a lot of boxing fans. They just like the business of boxing. The people that love to see Gervonta Tank Davis versus Jake Paul. Now, remember, it's $40 million, yo. I mean, you can't blame them. I mean, you can't blame them. It's a $40 million fight, Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What about the rematch with Lamont Roach? But come on, man, you can't depend on Gervonta Tank Davis to avoid that $40 million with the exhibition. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of fanagers out here. Fanagers, we don't, it is what it is, man. Boxing has been watered down. Boxing has been watered down, but it is what it is. So, we got Jerome Boost Ennis is going to be facing Lima. Now, there's other people in other divisions could move up to the 154-pound division. If we see Virgil Ortiz in the 154-pound division, if we see Virgil Ortiz at 154, and Jerome Boost Ennis at 154. We could definitely see these guys in 147 climb up to 154. We should see Ryan Garcia, because Ryan Garcia was fighting Virgil Ortiz in amateurs. We could see him fight in 154 too. You know what I'm saying? Josh Kelly. Yo, just look at the names, man. You would just match them up. Hey, yo, Turkey out shake. Hey, yo, pay attention to the 154-pound division. I'm going to say it like this. Yo, this will be the greatest tournament of any division in the history of the sport of boxing, bro. Just look at the names. You got Sebastian Fundora going to be facing Keith von Tom Thurman. Keith von Tom Thurman, the former unified champion in the welterweight division. Only lost to Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, the 8th division world champion. 5-time Olympian. 12-time world champion. The ambassador, the senator, the humanitarian. The greatest karaoke singer of them all. The GOAT, Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao going to be stepping back in the ring in, what was it, January 24th? But Fundora, the Towering Inferno, Keith von Tom Thurman, that's going to be a great fight, October 25th. The fourth quarter of boxing got 154-pound division all written all over it. Right? I got Keith Thurman beating Fundora. I got Keith Thurman upsetting Fundora. But I believe that Fundora versus Keith von Tom Thurman is going to be a fight of the year candidate. November 8th. November 8th. Virgil Ortiz versus Erickson Lubin. It is going to be a war. It's going to be a war, folks. I'm telling you, it's going to be a war. It's going to be a war. That fight is good, man. That's going to be a good fight. I got that fight also, give me a second. I got that fight also as a fight of the year candidate. I got that fight as the fight of the year candidate. That's gonna be a Barnes and Burner. And y'all know when, I'm gonna say it like this. Both of these guys are hella skillful fighters, but they got this knack for just let me go out there and let me get into a street fight. Virgil Ortiz, you tag him one time, and all that boxing stuff sometimes go out the window. He's out there trying to wipe somebody out. You know what I'm saying? Virgil Ortiz is a dangerous guy. You tag him, he gets more dangerous. He got layers to his game. Erickson Lubin, even though that he lost, you know what I'm saying? Of course, a lot of people can't forget about when he lost to Jamel Charlo, one first round KO, catching Holy Ghost. Just like Jamel Charlo made Jason Rosario caught the Holy Ghost. It looked like he was having an ultimate orgasm with that jab to the solo plex he gave Jason Rosario, el dominicano, el platanero, manguco con los tres golpes. Jamel Charlo be getting dudes and they be catching seizures. But Lubin then had a war with Fundora. And that was a good war. You know what I'm saying? I know his face looked all over but at the end of the day, man, one thing about Erickson Lubin, man, he got this particular fortitude, mental fortitude, and he ain't quitting that fight. Right? You got Josh Kelly. Josh Kelly, only blemish was Dave Avanesian. You know what I'm saying? Queen Lakers in the building. Con los 5 pesos with the $5 super chat. Buy me a Coke and $1 pizza in New York City. Salute the best place for boxing. Good looking out. Queen, how everything going with you, Queen? Everything good? What you like about the 154-pound division? Man, I'm telling you like this, man. Hey, I could just focus on the 154-pound division and boxing will be good. Hey, just give me the 154-pound tournament, and I don't got to see nothing else in the sport of boxing, to be honest. I don't got to see the heavyweight division. I ain't even got to see the 135-pound division. I got to see the 140-pound division, to be honest. Yeah, I'll wait. Just give me this tournament. Give me a 154-pound tournament. Give me Thurman versus Fundora. Fight the winner of Erickson Lubin versus Virgil Ortiz, and the loser can fight each other. Matter of fact, let's say Fundora loses and Lubin loses. I would like to see the rematch of Lubin and Fundora. I'll see Thurman versus Virgil. Earl Spence, hey, Jamel Charlo on his IG story several weeks ago posted all that, all the memes with the animal and stuff like that, saying he's wanting to fight his friend Earl Spence. All Texas brawl. Jamel Charlo, friends turn to foe. Jamel Charlo versus Earl the True Spence. Both of these guys had the same trainer. Now they don't got the same trainer. Hey, yo, that will be an awesome fight. That would be an awesome fight. And if, put it this way, if Thurman doesn't fight Virgil, then Thurman fights Earl Spence, one of the most marinated fights in the sport of boxing. One of the most marinated fights in the sport of boxing. Matter of fact, we all wanted to see Thurman versus Earl Spence before we all wanted to see Earl Spence versus Terrence Bud Crawford. Even Terrence Bud Crawford wanted to fight Keith von Tom Thurman. Hey, yo, even this, Terrence Bud Crawford team said that Keith von Tom Thurman would be a harder fight than Earl the True Spence. And I've been saying that for years. See, ladies and gentlemen, there's too many fights. There's too many fights. A lot of people want to argue in the sport of boxing. Oh, man, you know, man, this Floyd Mayweather era, everybody thinks about the O. You know what I'm saying? All these fighters think about the O. But let's be real, let's be honest. The fans think about the O too, because once the fighter lose their O, you lose interest of the fighters. So it's not a Mayweather thing. It got to be the hardcore boxing thing now. That's the contradiction of the hypocrisy that we be talking about in the sport of boxing. Oh, man, you know what I'm saying? These fighters are just scared. You know what I'm saying? They're scared to lose their O, man. These fighters are scared to lose their O. They don't want to compete, man. Jerome Bruce Ennis is scared to lose his O. Why? Because if Jerome Bruce Ennis loses O, le saca pie a ustedes. Y'all abandon these guys. Y'all abandon these guys. I see it all the time. Let's be real, let's be honest. We don't keep it real with the fighters as well. We be unfair to the fighters. We put a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, hurdles. Hey, yo, fight. Forget about the old man. Stop the Floyd Mayweather's era. We don't care about the old man. We just want to see the best fight the best. And as soon as they give us the best fight the best, y'all screaming, Earl Spence is done. He retired. Jamel Charlo done. Keith Thurman, he done. He retired, man. That's it. I remember when Anthony Joshua lost to Ruiz. Oh, that's it, man. He's just a model, man. He's not a fighter. He should retire. God damn. Damn, that's it. Y'all wrote off Tio when he lost to George Camboso. Y'all wrote off y'all matter of fact, remember when Devin Haney, when he took that butt whipper from Ryan Garcia? Right after that, y'all was saying, oh, man, I don't know if he could be back in the sport of boxing. He will never be the same. He will never be the same. But Lomachenko could lose. And all praises. Triple G could lose. Still on the pound-for-pound list. Because like I said in my other live, American boxing fans, we have this infatuation. Is that the word? We love the foreign fighters. We give the foreign fighters the benefit of the doubt. Just like what Ryan Garcia said the other day. He said Triple G is not a Hall of Famer. I agree with Ryan Garcia. Shit. I agree with Ryan Garcia. The best opponent that Triple G beat was Daniel Jacobs. That's Shane Mosley Jr.'s best opponent. That's John Ryder's best opponent. You see these pundits, these quote-unquote pundits, these guys with the power of the pen arguing, well, I don't care. Well, Triple G is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't care. I don't care. He made 22 defenses. 22 defenses against who? If Triple G was an American fighter, I'd be shitting on them all over the place. As a matter of fact, if Triple G was an American fighter, he would never land in the pound-for-pound list. If Triple G was an American fighter, you would struggle to put him on the pound-for-pound list, just like they did Jamel Charlo. Jamel Charlo was a unified champion. Jamel Charlo became an undisputed world champion. And you know how far that Jamel Charlo got in the pound-for-pound list in the American media? 10. He was honorable mention. Barely, almost. In the pound-for-pound list. Because the names wasn't there in the 154-pound division. But I've been saying 6-7 years that the 154-pound division is the most competitive division in the sport of boxing. And now y'all see. Oh, because now y'all got familiar names. Because now Thurman is there and Earl Spence is there. And now the emerge of Virtual Tees and Boots is coming up. But to be like, let's be real, let's be honest. As much as I like Virtual Tees and Boots Ennis, they didn't do the impossible in the 147-pound division. And now, but guess what? Virtual Tees, I believe right now, is the probably the most high-profile name in the 154-pound division. Fundura, yeah, he the champion, but he ain't beat Jamel Charlo. Boots ain't doing that in the 154-pound division. Lubin haven't won a world title in the 154-pound division. John Selly haven't won a world title in the 154-pound division. Xander Zayas is probably the weakest link of all champions, because a lot of people want to talk. A lot of people don't talk about like if he sent a statement like he's going to do something incredible versus the guy that we named. But it's almost like that in a lot of divisions. Bakram. I hear a lot of people say, yo, Bakram. Man, if Bakram was an American fighter, man, I wouldn't even pay attention to him. I remember when Jamel Charlo was undisputed. Clear his division. Beat the Trouts. Beat the Charles Hatley. Charles Hatley was the man back in the days, bro. Charles Hatley beat Jason Rosario. Jason Rosario beat what? J-Rock? Beat Brian Castano. Brian Castano, an Olympian, the guy that beat Earl Spence in the amateurs. And yes, I do talk about the amateurs, right? Because when it comes to the foreign fighters, y'all always give props to the damn to people in the amateurs, right? Just like but when the Brian Castano, when I bring up Brian Castano beat Earl Spence in amateurs, that shit don't count. Yeah, it does count. It does count for Loma and the assessment of his greatness, right? It does count for Usyk and the assessment of his greatness, right? It did count for George Joyce. Why don't count for Demise Andre? Why don't count for almost 300 amateur bouts from Adrian Broner? Why does it count to almost 250 amateur bouts with Javante Tan Davis? Oh, the amateurs doesn't matter. Amateur or USA Olympic alternate Keith from Tom Thurman. Teofimo Lopez, when I told you that Teofimo Lopez was going to outbox Vasily Lomachenko, because what Vasily Lomachenko did in the what Teofimo Lopez did in the amateurs, that tell me he's going to outbox Vasily Lomachenko, and he did. And you guys thought I was crazy because I also have to implement the amateurs, because whether people like it or not, the amateur skill set is what you actually see in the pros. All they doing in the pros is actually just sharpening it up. It's very, very few fighters. It's very, very few fighters that change their style. I'm going to say it like this. Go watch Sebastian Fundora versus Teofimo Lopez when he was 15 years old. Fundora fights the same way. Same way. They're not learning too many things. They're sharpening their tools. They're growing to become a man. They're training to have more stamina for a 12-round bout. But the skill set. Go watch Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney in the amateurs. You tell me what was different. Still flicking them left hooks. What's good, Coda? Ain't changing. Just a little tweet here and there. Go watch Earl Spence in the amateurs. Go watch Earl Spence in the Olympics. Tell me what changed. You know who changed? And that's why if you ask anybody around that class, my favorite class, the 07, the 06, 07 class, Terrence Bud Crawford did got better. Terrence Bud Crawford was a wild guy, man. Hey, yo, Terrence Bud Crawford was almost like a Sean Porter in the amateurs. He was a wild man in the amateurs. With a wild man. He calmed down. He paced himself. Terrence Bud Crawford, go watch him in the amateurs. Go watch him now. Now he got better. It's only few fighters that put more tools in the toolbox. Only few fighters that you see in the amateurs, they don't look too identical. That's why I say even with Ben Whitaker in the 175-pound division, I'm going to tell you like this, he's going to be the future king. Shout out to Ben Whitaker locking that deal with Matchroom Boxing. But let's stick to the 154-pound division. Fundora versus Keith von Tom Thurman. Great fight. And the people that beat, I don't know, Keith Thurman, I don't know, he hasn't fought in the West. Stop shrinking the sport, man. We do that too much, man. We shrink the sport. We try to kill fights more than make fights, we're not excited about fights. The 154-pound division make boxing exciting, y'all. Just look at the damn screen right now, man. Hey, yo, Turkey outside, forget about everything else. For a whole year, pay attention to the 154-pound division, bro. I'd win a Punch on boxing, but I'm still upset with you, Punch. The way you were talking about me, I called YouTube, and I told them to take you out of YouTube. That's why your number is fucking whack, all right? Hey, yo, they on to me now, bro. Damn, they on to me, man. They was telling me, yo, chill, yo, Punch, chill with the impersonation, man. Chill with the impersonation, man. Those are powerful people, man. It's a big corporation. They're gonna shut you down. Yes, they is, man. Yo, I email YouTube. I say, yo, look at my view. What the fuck y'all doing with my views? What is going on? Should I stop doing content? You know what? They emailed me right back. She said, and there might be an option. I said, yeah, they on to me, bruh. Damn. All that person. I said, yo, and you know what? I even wrote the email. I said, all I did is this. I'm being comedic. I'm just a comedic. I'm being comedic. I don't know, man. They said, I said, who's been reporting my channel? They said, I even said the name. I said, did Turkey Owl Shake, a very powerful man. They said, we cannot confirm nor deny. I said, that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. But it is what it is. What happened to Tells? Come on, man. We got it's so, hey, yo, Code is so deep. The 154-pound division is so deep that I can't even fit Tells in the screen. That's how good it is. That's how good the 154-pound division is. Can you imagine Earl Spence versus Virgil Ortiz? Two guys who came up with the same coach. And if you actually understand the style of Earl Spence and Virgil Ortiz, you could actually say, and no disrespect to Virgil, no disrespect to Earl Spence, but they mirror each other in a way. Just as Earl Spence is southpaw and Virgil Ortiz is orthodox. But these guys, I think that Virgil Ortiz, he grew to have a little bit better technique in terms of feints. I like Virgil Ortiz feints better. I like the way that he moves his head better. I think that Earl Spence just stays in line too long. But a Texas fight between Virgil and Earl Spence. If Earl Spence did almost 40,000 people in a stadium versus a Ugas, can you imagine what it would be with Virgil and Spence? And let me tell you like this. A lot of people that be like, oh man, that's shit. He's done. Earl Spence is still a name in the sport of boxing. Earl Spence still is a major name in the sport of boxing, especially in the North America. And people cannot wait to see Earl Spence right back. One thing about that people like about Earl Spence is that Earl Spence didn't find no type of excuses while losing to Bud Crawford. No, not even one. Even the Canelo Alvarez fans saying, you know what I'm saying, he got elbow surgery. You know what I'm saying? I think that Canelo, you know what I'm saying, because Turkey ain't nothing like Canelo. And I think something happened to Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Nah. Earl Spence took his loss like a man, bro. Earl Spence looked like in incredible shape right now. Earl Spence just needed some time. Earl Spence. Polanco is a pack. Polanco is in 147-pound division. Earl Spence versus Virgil in Texas, Dallas Stadium. If Earl Spence, like I said, could do 40,000, 39,000, I think he did 39,000, 40,000 K. Imagine Virgil and Spence. Imagine Virgil and Jamel Charlo in Texas. Yo, I'm telling you, folks, these fights, and you know what? I like that fight. You see that? You see in the screen right here? Tim Tszyu is still not out. Tim Tszyu still has a name. It is what it is. There's certain guys that take losses but still got a name because they got the support of their country. Derek Chisora, how many times he lost? Still got the support of his country. People like the way that Tim Tszyu fights. You know what I'm saying? His style. Even though he's just not an elite fighter, but is a name that mixes well in the 154-pound division. Tim Tszyu versus Xander Zayas. Tim Tszyu versus Xander Zayas. Josh Kelly versus Bakram. Josh Kelly versus Boots. Man, I'm telling you, man, they need a tournament right now, man. This is the tournament right here. This is the tournament right here. And we're going to do more lives, and because we're going to be talking about the 154-pound division, because the next fight in a couple of weeks, we're still going to be talking about the 154-pound division. So let's say Boots this weekend is going to be fighting Lima. Of course, a lot of people is picking that Boots is going to be Lima, right? So let's say Boots. And I think that Boots, the live was going to be, it is still on the title. Is Jerome Boots Ennis a hype job or the next 154-pound king? A lot of people, like myself, I've been giving a lot of credit to Jerome Boots Ennis. I've been saying that Jerome Boots Ennis is going to be, remember, 7 years ago. The video is still up there. The videos are still up there. 7 years ago, when a lot of people didn't even know who Jerome Boots Ennis is. If you look at my channel, I was the only one in this community that was interviewing Jerome Boots Ennis. I was pumping Jerome Boots Ennis. Now everybody's talking about Jerome Boots Ennis, right? So I was saying that Jerome Boots Ennis is going to be the second coming of Roy Jones Jr. I said that he is going to be a guy that's going to be winning titles in 4 or 5 divisions. And because of the promotional managers and stuff like that, his career has been slower than it should be. But we thought that by him signing with Eddie Hearn, maybe it would have been good. But I also stated that, damn, if I signing with Eddie Hearn, will Jerome Boots Ennis go through the same thing that Demetrius Andre went through? And I'm gonna give you an example why. Jerome Boots Ennis don't got no world title in the 154-pound division. We all know the landscape of the sport of boxing in North America. Like I was saying about earlier, that we were talking about, oh, these people are paying attention to the O. Jackie Hernandez, la reina de boxeo in the building. Jackie. So, people been saying, about the O, right? Jerome Boots Ennis, I think his skill set is probably the most, he passes the eye test. I think he could give I think he gives a good fight to anybody, right? Gives a fight to anybody. And I said before, is he going to really blossom, or is the same thing that happened to Demetrius Andre happen? Because at the end of the day, he's not a champion in the 154-pound division. He's not a champion. So realistically, business-wise, do any of these fighters and their business handlers want to put their fighter up against Jerome Boots Ennis? What would they gain? What would Fundura gain by fighting Boots right now? What will Keith Thurman gain if Keith Thurman beats Fundura? What would Keith Thurman now gain by fighting Boots? Will he risk it? With Jamel Charlo, if he got a fight with Virgil or Boots, who would he choose more? Would he choose Virgil with the Mexican fan base in Texas and both from Texas, or will he do the 15,000 in Philadelphia? Could Boots Ennis do more than that outside of Philly? How about if Lubin upsets Virgil Ortiz? Do we see a rematch with Lubin and Charlo, or Lubin and Boots, or Lubin and Thurman? Why would Earl Spence fight Boots now? If he's maybe trying to get back, is Boots the name to come back? See, just like a lot of people was giving leeway to Canelo and Triple G not to fight Demetrius Andre in 160-pound division, the same thing could happen to Jerome Boots. And is he too good for people to take a risk? But then is it that, are they going to get paid more? Now take out Turkey on Shake's money out of the equation, right? Take out Turkey on Shake's money out of the equation, because let's be real, let's be honest, that's not the market value. If us boxing fans are going to be talking about, funds and what this fighter is worth, I don't like to really say how much a fighter is worth, but realistically, outside of Turkey on Shake, right? Would these guys risk it? Will Matchroom risk it with Mayweather Promotions? I'm sorry, with Golden Boy Promotions. Now, Eddie Hearn had a recent interview and stated that Jerome Boots Ennis didn't duck Virgil Ortiz. Stop it. Eddie, I like Eddie Hearn. I like Matchroom Boxing. I love Matchroom Boxing. And to be honest, I only get media credentials from Matchroom when I do apply for the most part. You know what I'm saying? What's good, Rap Star Boxing Out as the voice of the UK London. But we all know that Boots declined to fight Virgil and Boots declined to fight Tio. It is what it is. And even Turkey Sheikh did publicly stated that, you know what I'm saying, that he didn't return the emails, right? Rap Star Boxing Out said, Boots and his big fights coming soon. I hope so. This is going to be the last pass. This is the last pass we giving Jerome Boots Ennis, because he did decline big names, big fights. And if you look at the resume of Jerome Boots Ennis, he needed those big names. That could have been one of the biggest fights in the sport of boxing. Boots versus Tio? That could have been one of the biggest fights in the sport of boxing. Boots versus Tio. Wow. Wow. Both of these guys have lost momentum, though. Well, Tio, I mean, we don't know when he's going to be stepping back in the ring. Shakur Stevenson is sad that he only had one fight, and the fight was just Barbosa. Look, I'm going to say it again. I'm a fan of the sport. I'm a fan of the sport the way that the sport should be. The way that I understood it when I fell in love with the sport of boxing. I'm all right with in-between fights. I'm all right with tune-ups. But those in-between fights and those tune-ups should not be like if we got to wait 6-8 months for the next fight. No. I'm all right with you fighting the best versus the best twice a year. You see, when even David Benavidez said in his recent interview, he said, man, I could fight to the age of 43 or 40 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm only fighting 2 times a year. All right, we got to eliminate something right now in the sport of boxing. Well, we not eliminate, but we got to bring back something in the sport of boxing. 4 fights a year, 2 televised fights. But your in-between fights, do it as club shows. Do it. Not every Roberto Duran fight was televised. You understand what I'm trying to say? Not every fight was televised, right? Yo, you fight on, let's say, for example, January. Let's start off for a moment. January, we got Earl Spence versus anybody in the top 20, right? That's his tune-up. Now he goes back in the gym, not a tune-up so he could fight late summer. Boom, you fight in January. The tune-up takes 2 months to fight or 3 months to take. All right, so January, and you get back in the ring, fighting Charlo. I'm giving you an example. Fighting a Charlo in April, right? April, late March. Okay, then after that, you get maybe a stay busy fight, whether you win it or lose. If you want, or you could go straight into a big fight. Boom, right? April, May, June, July, August. Boom. Okay, August. You get your little tune-up. You're back in the ring in October or November in a big fight. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. The public will acknowledge it. The public understands that you're going to be fighting. There's a schedule. People understand that you're about to fight. There's an anticipation. That's what boxing is missing. Boxing is missing an anticipation. We don't know when these guys are going to fight. We don't know when Earl Spence is going to be back. We don't know when Ryan Garcia is going to be back. We don't know when Jamel Charlo going to be back. We don't know when Anthony Joshua going to fight again. We don't know when Alexander Usyk going to fight again. We don't know when Fury going to be fighting again. We don't know when Canelo Alvarez is going to be fighting again. We don't know when Terrence Crawford is going to be fighting again. So the attention span of the sports fans, there is no attention span for boxing. We don't know. See, let me say it like this. The reason why even Canelo Alvarez fans for the most part, they chill. Because they know that Canelo Alvarez will be traditionally going to be fighting in Cinco de Mayo. You understand? Yeah, we know when Canelo Alvarez is going to be fighting Cinco de Mayo. And then after that, it's September. So people are not frustrated with Canelo. They're not geared in terms of scheduling. It's the same thing with Floyd Mayweather. We knew what Floyd Mayweather was going to be fighting. Same thing with Oscar De La Hoya. There is no anticipation. We don't know what's going on. And if the fans, most of the fans, if the hardcore boxing fans doesn't know what's going to be going on, the casuals don't know shit. Even though they flipped the bill, but they don't know nothing. That's why they're like, oh my God, Tank versus Jake, oh my God, because they don't know. They don't know. They only go by marketing and social media. And then the hardcore boxing fans, for the most part, just shitting on boxing every fight. Oh my God, I don't want to say it. If I say, yo, what about Jamel Charlo and Earl Spence? Oh my God, they haven't been in the ring for such a long time. And then you got people in the boxing media and stuff like that that y'all rely on that likes to shit on boxing. And y'all want to use it as bragging rights or arguments in the YTVC why fights should not happen. Huh? What about you? I remember the fight. Yo, Josh Kelly versus Boots is a good fight. Man, Josh Kelly, man, he lost to Dave Avenesia. Hey, yo, my man, that was like 6-7 fights ago, man. Get that shit over with already. Yo, what about this guy's daring to be great? What about Boots and Tio? Man, he lost to John Cambosa. I don't want to see that fight. He gonna hurt him. Shut up. Haven't we learned? We've been humble enough. I've been humbled, man. I picked Canelo Alvarez. He was going to beat Bud Crawford. Look how I look. And I picked that shit sober. It humbles us, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know it humbled a lot of people. Y'all didn't think that Tyson Fury was going to whoop Deontay Wilder the way that he whoop him. I know y'all felt stupid when Teofimo Lopez beat Vasily Lomachenko when I picked Teofimo Lopez. I know y'all felt dumb when Teofimo Lopez beat Josh Taylor and I picked Tio. Huh? I know a lot of people were surprised, not surprised that Terrence Bud Crawford beat Earl Spence, but I know a lot of people were surprised. You ain't think that Bud Crawford was going to beat Earl Spence like that. Now everybody want to pretend like they're geniuses after a fight. See, as a matter of fact, I predicted it right. I predicted that Terrence Bud Crawford was going to whoop Earl Spence worse than a car accident. People said I was fucked up. And at the end of the day, man, he whooped him bad. But to be honest, man, I was over-exaggerating. I didn't know he was going to do it like that. Damn. But a lot of people were surprised that was supposed to be a 50-50 fight. And it wasn't a 50-50 fight. And to be honest, I gotta give a lot of credit to Terrence Bud Crawford because Terrence Bud Crawford, in my opinion, has the best performance of this era. The butt whooping that he gave Earl Spence is the best performance. I mean, it goes. We're talking about pound for pound versus pound for pound, elite fighter versus elite fighter. It's either that. All right, let me tell you like this. Everybody in the chat right now, what was the biggest? I think I'm gonna do a show. As a matter of fact, I think that's gonna be my next live show. Since there's not a lot of, not a lot of high traffic boxing content and stuff like that. Yeah, we got a fight with Jerome Boots Ennis. We're gonna do the live show on Saturday. Stay tuned, right? MMA in the building was good. Joaquin in the building. What was the biggest butt whooping? Or what was the biggest performance in the last 5 years? Was it Terrence Crawford versus Terrence Crawford beating the crap out of Earl Spence, Tyson Fury beating the crap out of Deontay Wilder in the second fight, Naoya Inoue beating the crap out of Stephen Fulton? And I'm saying that fight because I even had Stephen Fulton number 10 pound for pound on my list when he fought Naoya Inoue because I had to take out Juan Francisco Estrada for inactivity out of my list. Good looking out, MMA. Appreciate you, brother. Ryan versus Devin. Jackie and Another said Ryan versus Devin. That was what that. Hey, yo, we was talking about it for a whole year. Don't forget Lubin versus Fundura. But I like that performance. And I like that performance. But the thing is, the magnitude. Brian in the building. Brian Fernandez. I just saw you, my brother. My phone, my brother. Dave Fernandez in the building. Dave Fernandez. Give me a sec. Can Kenny hit that like? Tell him. Get over it. Canelo do not need to fight a heavyweight in Benavidez. Daisy Sanchez said. I mean, he doesn't have to. I mean, all he has to is get back with Bud Crawford. That's the rematch. In the end of the day, I still believe that the 168-pound division, to be realistic, that's still the biggest fight in the 168-pound division. But going back to the best fights, the thing with Erickson Lubin and Fundura is that Erickson Lubin and Fundura was not pound for pound. So the performance is good. but the magnitude of the fight. See, there was a magnitude of the fight when it came to Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. It was the best fight and the best in the welterweight division, a fight that we've been asking for, undisputed bout in Terrence Bud Crawford versus Earl the True Spence. Also, there is the Stephen Fulton, the unified champion, and Naoya Inoue moving up in the quest of being undisputed. You know what I'm saying? He needed that to become undisputed after that when he beat the Filipino fighter. So, and I didn't think that he was going to move up and do Stephen Fulton like that. I had Inoue winning, but I didn't know him going to be like that. Like, Stephen Fulton is tough. We seen it with Leo. Look, and it aged well. The Angelo Leo win aged very, very well, and he beat him in a Mexican style type of fight. He beat him toe to toe. He went toe to toe 12 rounds with Angelo Leo. He beat Brandon Figueroa. You know what I'm saying? These are good wins at the time that he got him. Cesar said Crawford versus Spence was a statement. That was and the statement is that I believe that that's the best performance. The best is annihilating performance. Now, there's some great wins. Like Terrence Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez is one of the biggest wins. Teofimo Lopez versus Vasily Lomachenko is one of the biggest wins. Usyk versus Fury is one of the biggest wins. But in terms of performance, annihilation, statement. Like, and you can make a statement also, you know, even Teo with Josh Taylor, that was a statement win. But when talking about performance that captivate the imagination, the emotions of the boxing fans, and is the type of win that brings so many casual into the sport of boxing, like, oh my God. I'm talking about the oh my God performance. Like, I didn't know. Because even looking at Tyson Fury versus even the Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, the first fight, you didn't think that Tyson Fury was just gonna be like, you know what, I'm just gonna scrape him up, because the image that we left the image that had us in our mind was the 12th round of the first fight, right? But we didn't think that Tyson Fury was gonna do Deontay Wilder like that in the second fight. Not like that. Nobody could predict that. I don't want to hear nobody say that, because Tyson Fury didn't even have the reputation to go after somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? Lono's boxing in the building. Dímelo, mi hermano. He said, thinned Boots last pass. Boots last pass. After this, he has to face the elites. No in between. He's in a loaded division. No excuses. And Boots is one of my favorites. Yeah, he's one of my favorite fighters as well. Ooh, that's a good performance as well. Kid Austin versus Tevin Farmer. Not big at all when talking big is important wins, but it was a shocker. I knew that Kid Austin was. I had Kid Austin beating Tevin Farmer. Yeah, first round KO. I don't think that nobody thought it was going to be a first round KO, because Tevin Farmer is a tough cookie. Tevin Farmer is a tough cookie. But I would say like this, ladies and gentlemen, if we're talking about, because again, like I said, there's fans of the business of boxing. There's some fans. Dave Fernandez in the building. He said, yes. How can we forget about that one? Bam Rodriguez and Juan Francisco Estrada. We gotta do a separate live with this. I'm talking about statement annihilation wins. Bam Rodriguez, Juan Francisco Estrada. Naoya Inoue versus Stephen Fulton. Bud versus Earl Spence. Fury versus Wilder 2. What was the other one that we said? Is that 4? Should I do a new poll? Should I do a new poll? Bam versus Estrada. I ain't never thought I was going to see Estrada like that. Inoue versus Stephen Fulton. Fury versus Wilder. Spence versus Bud. Who was the other annihilation that we was talking about? Why you don't push either Charlo versus Fundura? I love that fight, Joker. But the only thing is, they only giving me four slots to do the poll. Come on, man. You know Charlo's my guy too, bro. But we've also got to wait whether Fundura is going to beat Thurman, Because let me tell you like this. If Thurman beats Fundora, he's the man to be in the 154-pound division. Thurman is back. Thurman is back on the top. He's the top dog. He is the top dog. If Keith Tom Thurman turn back the clock of one time, turn back the clock, watch the clock, turn back. He's the top dog in the 154-pound division. And to be honest, then we're gonna go into the next week or 2 weeks after. The 2 weeks after, then we're gonna be watching Erickson Lubin versus Virgil Ortiz. If Virgil Ortiz then beats Lubin, we're talking Thurman versus Virgil, bro. See, this division is going to save the morals of the sport of boxing. But the promoters need to see what I see, what y'all see, what we see. This division alone, bro. I told y'all, I don't. If they have a 154-pound tournament, I don't give a damn about nothing else in boxing, bro. Good. Yeah, good. That fight is good in 140. One fight, good. Okay. You could build the whole sport back with this division. I'm talking about the sport, not the business. I'm talking about the sport. You give us this tournament. Matchroom Boxing, give us this tournament. Golden Boy Promotions, give us this tournament. I'm telling you, you're not going to regret it. Turkey, I'll shake, put all that money that you pump into Bud and the Canelos and stuff like that you pump into Usyk and Fury, pump it in this division. I swear to you, American boxing will rise again. The respect will rise because at 154, you just don't got the names. You got the styles. The style they go for the heads. They rumble, they war, they go to war. They scrap up. Fundora scraps. Thurman scraps. Boots scraps. Lubin scraps. Virgil scraps. Earl Spence scraps. Even Tim Tszyu. Even Bakrum. Even Boachuk. This is war after war after war. Guerra. Every fight is a guerra. Every fight is a guerra. I'm telling you. Hey, yo, Turkey, I'll shake. You said that you want to see blood and breaking faces and broken bones. This is the division that you're going to see time after time. Did you see Lubin face? Did you see Lubin face? Did you see how the Towering Inferno dropped like an avalanche versus Brian Mendoza? Did you see the blood all over Tim Tszyu's face? This is the division right here that you will see blood, you will see war, you will see guerra. Every promoter pump that money into the 154 ass Ennis, and you will see boxing rise up to the mountaintop. Let's go. I'm telling you, ain't no cap. Ain't nobody saying yo punch shit. Man, this guy got energy, man. Man, that's the energy of the 154-pound division. That's the energy of the 154-pound division. That's what you're going to get. Guerra. What do you want? Guerra. What do we need? Guerra. That's what we're going to get. War after war after war. Well, you think that Sebastian Fundora is going to be working around the ring, not trying to engage with Keith Tom Thurman? You think that Keith Tom Thurman not going to engage? You tell me which fight was boring of Keith Tom Thurman. Huh? Diego Chavez? Huh? Soto Carras? Huh? The Porter fight? Huh? Even the Manny Pacquiao fight? Huh? Even the Josecito Lopez, even when he gets hurt, it's entertaining. The 154-pound division. You seen people blood up, broken faces to the time that, hey, yo, he need plastic surgery. I thought that Lubin was going to need plastic surgery. We see Erickson Lubin catch the Holy Ghost with a first-round KO by Jamel Charlo. We see Jamel Charlo hit Jason Rosario a straight jab to the solar plex, and he was catching the Holy Ghost. He was catching an orgasm on the floor. Ultimate orgasm. You see Virgil Ortiz get dropped, come right back, fight again, get dropped, then he goes after the dude. You seen that? I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. 154 is the best division right for boxing as opposed to the UK, London. Yeah. Yeah. You got prime fighters, old fighters, young fighters. Huh? You got a bunch of fighters that need to prove something. Fundura already lost. Thurman already lost. I got nothing to prove. I lost mine. I don't give a damn. Boots probably is the one that's tippy-toeing around. Jamel Charlo already lost. Lubin already got lost. You know what I'm saying? Virgil already got dropped. He faced adversity. He overcame adversity. Earl Spence already lost. Xander Zayas, you know what I'm saying? He still got to get dirty in this game. And I think he is. You know what I'm saying? With the pride of Puerto Rico, the Puerto Rican people going to let him know. Hey, yo, guerra, vamos a pelear, nene. Pelea, nene. Tim Tszyu already war ready. Josh Kelly, you seen his last fight, first round KO. He war ready. Background war ready. Even the people that's not on the screen right now was war ready. Put that money on 154. Trust me. Eddie Hearn, Oscar De La Hoya, Top Rank, get your TV deal, hurry up, get in the game. Because Xander's eyes need to step right back in the ring. Turkey Al Sheikh, Salas, all your promoters. I'm telling you, 154 is the gold of boxing. They say wherever the heavyweight division goes, boxing goes. Wrong. They say that, oh, the prestige and lucrative divisions of the sport of boxing is the middleweight division. No, it's not. It's the heavyweight division. It's not going to move nowhere. 135-pound, the lightweight division. We got the guy that's supposed to be the best is doing exhibition with Jake Paul. 147 is a ghost town. Only got Brian Norman. 154. Wherever 154 goes, boxing goes. If y'all want to abandon the 154, you abandoning the sport of boxing. It will die, no heartbeat, no coming back, no recycle, fatality forever. And I suggest the people at 147, ain't nothing over there, take your ass to 154. If Brian Norman Jr. knocks out Devin Haney coming from 140, Brian Norman Jr., you take your ass to 154 as well. Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, take your asses to 154. Y'all big enough. Virgil Ortiz was fighting Ryan Garcia in the amateurs. He's up there. Move your ass back up. Gary Antoine Russell, you can't find a fight at 140, move to 147, go to 154. You was beating up Boots Ennis, he's at 154. You was beating Boots Ennis in the amateurs. If he could go up there, you could move everybody at 154. Everybody. I want you all 154. I don't want no complaints about you cutting weight. Y'all should all of you should be ready for 154 and healthy. No cutting weight. Everybody at 154 should be. The guys at 147 and 140 that are moving up, you should be perfect at 154. Should be perfect at 154. Man, this is going to be a good division. What is? And Boots, for Boots Ennis, that he passes the eye test like no other. Either your career is going to blossom, or your career, because of the skills that you have and the pedigree that you have. I don't want Boots Ennis' career to end up like my brother's career, Demetrius Andre. I don't. So Eddie Hearn, this is the last fight. I don't want to see Limas. I don't want to see Karen Shaka Chika Chika Chikis. I don't want to see none of that no more. It was already embarrassing that we needed to see a rematch of Karen Chiki Chuka Chimichurri. No disrespect. But Boots Ennis should not be having a rematch with Karen Chimichurri. All right? This is the last pass. Because Virgil Ortiz, if you look at his resume, that shit is up to par. Virgil Ortiz's resume is up to par. It's highly respectable. Fundura, highly respectable. Thurman, respectable. Charlo, respectable. Even Lubin in his loss, respectable. Lubin fought Charlo at the age of 21. Tim Tszyu, respectable. Boots, it's time. Boots, it's time. I've been pumping Boots for 7 years. Not even a cell of what I said before. I don't feel good. You're not making me feel good now, Boots. Boots, I said that he was going to become the second coming of Roy Jones Jr., bruh. 28, going to be 29. Let's go. Pick it up. You in the right division. There is no excuse. Can you imagine being in this division and you're like, you haven't fought nobody? Come on. Come on now. Give us a name. Give us a name, Bootsy. Give us a name. And you know what it is? And I want people to be humble on this with this division because it always been like this. It always been like this. Don't abandon. When you see somebody that you thought that was going to be undefeated losers, don't abandon it because everybody shows their frustrations. Not frustrations, I'm sorry. Their vulnerabilities at 154. 154 is the toughest division in the sport of boxing. Been for the past year, 5, 6, 7 years, bro. It's the hardest division. Everybody don't look like a world beater. That's why I love it. It's like the NCAA tournament. Everybody just plays hard. Everybody fights hard. You don't know who truly going to win. Look at Sebastian Fundura. Arguably, he's the best 154 right now. Arguably. But he did get stopped. But guess what? Tim Tszyu stopped the guy that he look how it goes, baby. Yo, this dude gets stopped. He gets stopped. Brian Mendoza loses to Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu loses to Fundura and then gets stopped by Fundura. So you never know what happens. So ladies and gentlemen, do not gauge these fighters or a matchup and thinking whether the winner or the losers. Don't think that even the winner goes back to the next fight and he wins because Thurman, put it this way, I'm going to give you an example. Thurman beats Fundura. So now everybody's high on Thurman. And then Thurman says, hey, you know what? Let's fight Lubin. And then Lubin beats Thurman. Don't be surprised. This is the division that does this. You don't know what's going to happen. You guys thought that Tim Tszyu was going to be the next king. Matter of fact, 70-80% of the boxing world, I remember, I was arguing with most of the people out here. They said that Tim Tszyu was already better than Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo is ducking Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu gonna knock out Jermell. Tim Tszyu gonna be the man. Tim Tszyu is this. Tim Tszyu is that. Where's Tim Tszyu now, guys? Fight! Films in the building! Boots versus Fundura can make good money. All of it. I'm telling you, if we just shower the 154-pound division, we don't even got to talk shit about these guys. Let's promote fight. Let's support them. Boxing Talk in the building. Colombia. Good looking now. Que Dios te bendiga, mi hermano. Dice, how would you think 154 in order of 1 through 5, and don't count out Majumov? Look, the screen. Hey, yo, Boxing Talk, the screen is so filled that I could even put Majumov and Boachuk or Tellers. They're not even, and guess who's at 154 as well? Giovanni Santillan is at 154 as well. Ramos is still there. Yo, through 1 through 15, anybody can get it. Anybody could be the man. Either I think he can beat these, and don't count on Majumov either. I think he can beat those guys. How would you rank 154 in order? Okay. As of right now, I'm going to put Jermell to the side because he hasn't fought in a while at 154. but I still haven't seen anybody do anything close like Jamel. So I'm gonna put Jamel to the side. But as of right now, I always gonna have Jamel number one until somebody does something more significant. Even though that he don't got a world title. Virgil Ortiz, number one. Fundura, number two. Fundura, number two. I can't even rate Boots because Boots haven't fought there. Backrum number three. Xander Zayas number three. Background number four. But that's because they fought there. But in my what I fought at number five. I'm gonna put Josh Kelly. But I'm gonna say this: if I go for skills, like if I think this will be at 154, number one, Jamel Charlo. If everybody active, this is gonna be the way I'll have it. Jamel Charlo, number one. Number two, Virgil. Damn, man, this is tough, man. This is tough boxing talk. Because I'm thinking about if Thurman beats Fundura, I could say Jamel Thurman. Virgil. Fundura, and I still put Earl Spence up in there, man. Virgil will end up in a coma against Fundura. No, man. Come on. No, he won't, bro. No, he won't. What are you talking about? Charles! Queso, la música de queso, la música de queso, la música de queso!
He's got his own money. I mean, the boy has got his own money.
Queso, Friday. Yes, Friday payday tomorrow. Friday payday, everybody. DJ Camero Anderson Station, págame la música. Hey, yo, Queso. What you feel about the 154-pound division? Xander cleaning all these boys up. Ooh, Xander is cleaning. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that, Queso. I don't know if Xander's war ready yet. I know he wins. I know he got a winning style, but he did beat. I think the best win, in my opinion, was the Patrick Teixeira win, because I think he was the more credible one. He's the youngest one. He's the one that he's not even close to his prime. He got the skills to pay the bills. Humble kid, work hard, great support system. Going to have the country behind him, the island of Puerto Rico behind him. Got great mentors around him. Shout out to Javier Centeno, great coach. Doesn't get the praise that he deserves. Xander Zayas versus Fundura. Xander Zayas versus Virgil Ortiz, Puerto Rican versus Mexico. That'll be a good fight, but I don't know. I don't see. I don't know, man. And look, I've been following Xander Zayas, man. I even had him on the show a long time ago. Yo, Xander Zayas looked like I was interviewing Xander Zayas when he was 17, 16 years old. I thought that his power is gonna come through fruition. I don't know. He gives me Devin Haney vibes. And I'm not saying, and look, Devin Haney vibes is good because Devin Haney is a winner. It's just Devin Haney's not an entertaining fighter. He knows how to win. He got the skills to pay the bills. But he just gave me the Puerto Rican version of Devin Haney, bro. You laughing? Don't laugh. Don't laugh. It's not funny, man. He just doesn't give me that. I don't know. He don't give me that Cotto feeling, that Trinidad feeling. He don't give me that. He don't give me that. Man, I can't wait, man. He doesn't give me that. All right. You know what? In certain fighters, we say the it factor. Xander Zayas, does he got the it factor? And when people are going to be like, well, what you mean about it? You know what the fuck is it? You know the it factor. That you got everything, but there's just something that's missing. Is there something that is just missing about Xander? I don't know. Fight Fury Films. God bless you, my brother. He said, what are the odds that Thurman beat the Towering Inferno? I believe to defeat him, you need to be explosive. I think the footwork. If Thurman is hungry, look, I'm going to tell you like this. Thurman is going to get hurt. But I'm not worried about Thurman getting hurt because what I've seen since the amateurs, I'm telling you, that's my Thurman. I don't know if y'all new to this. Some of y'all, some of the people are new to the channel, and y'all probably never heard me say this. Keith Thurman is the reason why I love boxing again. Keith one-time Thurman is the reason why I fell in love with boxing again. I fell out of love with professional boxing like around 2006. 5. I was going back and forth. I used to go to Florida. And one time, I think, I forgot, somebody was like, yo, I don't know if it was my brother or a friend was like, hey, yo, you look like Keith Thurman, right? I went to a amateur show. I seen Keith Thurman. They was calling him Samson. I think he broke the dude's ribs. I said, man, this dude and I said right away, man, he got a pro style. Right there, I was already a Keith Thurman fan. Then I was following, because I was following the amateurs a lot. Golden Glove, my peoples was in the Golden Glove, Nationals and stuff like that. So I was following a lot of amateurs, right? So then Thurman loses to, I think it was Colorado Springs, I believe so. He loses to Demetrius Andre. I'm mad. I don't even like Demetrius Andre at the time because he beat my guy Thurman. USA Olympic trials for Keith Thurman to go to the Olympics. He loses to Demetrius Andre. I said, man, it's this guy that's keeping my guy. Hey, yo, Demetrius Andre kept my favorite fighter from the Olympics. That's when I became a Demetrius Andre fan. I say, yo, if this guy, and the thing is, Keith Thurman is just not beating dudes in the amateurs. He is destroying guys. Ask anybody. Ask anybody from the past, from 2005, 2006. Keith Thurman is not beating guys. He's sending guys to the hospital in the amateurs, breaking their ribs. Dudes have fucking, and he was a body puncher all the way because at the time they were still fighting with headgears. Yo, this guy was hurting dudes, making people cry. Keith Thurman. And when I see Demetrius Andre beat Keith, I'm like, this guy gotta be special. That's what I became a Demetrius Andre fan. I said, this guy gotta be special, right? So I believe Thurman with footwork, if he's hungry, if he got that grit, he will overcome being hurt. Because one thing about Keith Thurman always got hurt with tall fighters. Sebastian Fundura is tall. Keith Thurman is vulnerable as well. That's one thing about Keith Thurman, but he had the grit to turn it around, to make adjustments, and the adjustments is what I count on versus Fundura. If Thurman can't find that will to adjust like he did, and several times he got hurt, Keith Thurman got dropped, I think, in the second or the third fight of his career. He got hurt and stunned by Soto Corraz. He got hurt by Diego Chavez. He got hurt by Luis Colazo. He got hurt by Josecito Lopez. He got hurt by a little body shot from Porter. He got hurt from Josecito Lopez. So he got hurt by Manny Pacquiao. So Keith Thurman is not, he gets hurt. The special thing about Keith Thurman that he overcomes it. He always wins the next round when he get hurt. Look at every fight. He always wins the next round. He knows who adjust. He knows how to survive. If he could survive, I got Thurman winning. But I do expect Thurman to be hurt in that fight. Dímelo, boxing talk. Con lo diez, me dice. Punch. If everyone is active, Xander not making your top 10. And I love the kid, but I don't know. I root for him, though. Punch. If everyone is active, Xander not making your top 10. Let me see. No, I think that Xander will make my top 10. If you see the guys in the screen, good looking out, boxing talk. Appreciate you. If you see the guys in the screen, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, take out Tim Tszyu from there. And that's my top 10. If everyone is active, take out Tim Tszyu from out there. So I got Fundura, Thurman, Boots, Jamel Charlo, Erickson Lubin. And I'm mentioning Jamel Charlo because Jamel Charlo said that he's going to be back in the 154-pound division. And I'm only putting Jamel Charlo because he said he's going back to 154. And he acknowledged, and there's rumors that Jamel Charlo is going to be fighting Earl Spence in March, right? That's a rumor that Earl Spence is going to be back in March. Jamel Charlo going to be back in March. So that's a good fight in Texas. I think they'll sell out Texas. They'll do great in the stadium because, like I said before, Earl Spence did 40K with Ugas in the stadium. Imagine Charlo and Earl Spence. But yeah, that would be the top 10 right there. Not in numerical, not in order, but Fundura, Thurman, Boots, Jamel Charlo, Erickson Lubin, Virgil Ortiz, Earl Spence, Xander Zayas, Bakram, and Josh Kelly. That would be Charles Edward Queso, me dice, if Boots boxed more, I would like him more, but he be eating shots. I don't think the chin carries up to 154. What you say, Punch? One thing is this. How do we know that Boots got a chin? He gets hit, he takes the shot, but does he take it well? Boots take a shot well. How many times we seen him get hit with the straight right hand? It all started with Sergey Lipinets hitting Boots Ennis with the right hands. He gets hit, but it almost reminds me of, I don't know, maybe it's a Philly thing. You got a chin, maybe it's a Philly thing. Danny Garcia used to get hit a lot, but Danny Garcia was regarded to have one of the best chins in boxing in his time. He took his shots well. So Boots Ennis is very offensive. He does things to entertain the fans. Is going to leave him open. Is going to leave him. He's going to be undisciplined at times because he want to entertain it. And you know he's an offensive fighter. He's an offensive fighter. Is always subjected to be countered. Always subjected to be hit. Right, and he throws some awkward shots. He switches up. So he does a lot of things in the ring that discipline why you don't have to do, and that could get him in trouble as well. Because they're having so much fun in there, and the skill set, his speed and power, twitch muscle allows him to do so. And once that thing slows down, that's what happened to Roy Jones Jr. When you see how when you rely too much on reflexes and stuff like that, that's what happens. You lose that seconds, and then you're gonna get called. That's when you're gonna start getting hurt and getting knocked out. But as of right now, in his prime, I don't mind that. I think that it shows me that he could take a good shot. And at 154, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna go through adversity. I don't see big punchers at 154 though, like that devastating punches. I think I see some good punchers, but if you look at let's say the screen, is Fundura a knockout? He's an accumulation puncher. He'll break you down. He goes by combination. He'll break you down. Keith from Tom Thurman, he got power, but I don't think he got the knockout power anymore. And at 154, you got bigger gloves, 10-ounce gloves. Jamel Charlo does got power at 154. He already shown us that. He is a legitimate powerhouse at 154. Erickson Lubin, he got power as well. 154, he stopped a couple of people. He could box like he did with Ramos. He could adjust as well. Virgil Ortiz got a lot of power, but I think all these guys got power, but power that you could take, power that you could adjust to, and stuff like that. I'm worried about when a fighter gets hit with the same punches over and over and over. You know what I'm saying? If you get hit with a couple of shots here and there because you're being offensive, it's all good. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. Boxing Talk! Good looking out. God bless you, brother. What number would Xander be? 10. Also, I need to think Thurman will beat Crawford toughest fight until it is just mentioned. All the people that heard him. I might rate Danny Silva Garcia at 154 over Xander. I don't know. Danny hasn't fought at 154, right? Oh, he did. He fought Benavidez Jr. at 154 because that was a catchweight with Lara at 155. So, and Danny Silva Garcia is gonna retire after this upcoming fight that he has. He's gonna retire. So, Xander in my 10. I know. I respectfully at 154, I gotta put him, in top 5 because he's a champion. And these other guys haven't proven themselves. See, most of the guys that I have in the top 10 haven't proven themselves in a 154. I'm just going by skill set. I'm going by experience. And sometimes, for the most part, we do rank high-ranked fighters from a lower division that moves up. It's just like Terrence Crawford when he came up from 140 to 147, he was already ranked top 3, top 4, right? So, in terms of 154, he should be in the top 5. Xander Zayas in the top 5. I'm just saying, me personally, skillfully, if everybody is active and doing their thing, active and doing their thing is one thing. Active and losing is another thing. If they active and winning, I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will have him 7. I will have him 7. I will have Xander Zayas 7, not 10. I will have him 7. I will have the guys in front of him. I would have Jamal Charlo in front of him, Thurman in front of him, Spence in front of him, Boots in front of him, Virgil in front of him, Fundura in front of him, and then Xander Zayas 7. I'll choose him even ahead of Bakram. I choose him ahead of Josh Kelly. I'll choose him ahead of Ramos. I'll have him 7. Overall. Fight Fury Films. Mehdi said Thurman versus Charlo will be the best fight at 154, in my opinion. That would be a good fight. Hey, yo, I'm telling you, all these fights were good. We just got to do this tournament. I think the community, you know what I'm saying? The community should push for a 154 tournament. It is doable, bro. Fundura's with PBC. Thurman PBC. Boots Matchroom. Charlo PBC. So you got 4 PBC fighters. Tim Zuen is a PBC affiliate as well. So you got 5. And then you got Virgil Ortiz, 1 Golden Boy. You got Boots Matchroom. Josh Kelly's with somebody else, and Bakram. I don't know who Bakram is with. And you got Top Rank. Top Rank have to submit. If Turkey just got to, I'm saying if Turkey works with Al Heyman, PBC, TGB, Lou DeCuba, and get these fights, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, everybody's still going to be making money. Everybody's still going to be making good money. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's still going to be making good money. Facts. Boxing needs that. Hey, yo, and out of all the tournaments, I said it in my opening, out of all the tournaments, Queso, this will be the best tournament. This will be the best tournament. It will be better than the Super 6. It will be better than the Cruiserweight tournament with Alexander Usyk. It will be better than the Muhammad Ali tournament with Inoue. It will be better. This will be the best tournament, bro. This will be the best tournament. I think it would actually do so much great things for the sport of boxing in America. In America, especially because a lot of these guys are American grown fighters. These are, look, we got Fundura American, Thurman American, Boots American, Charlo American, Lubin American, Virgil American, Spence American. Xander Zai is Puerto Rican, but got a lot of American fan base. Tim Tszyu has fought out here in America, so a lot of people already in tune with Tim Tszyu. Josh Kelly haven't fought out here. Hopefully he can make his name and stuff like that. But if you look at these names, this will revive, I'm telling you, American boxing in boxing in North America. This is boxing talk. This a topic for another day. Good looking out with a $10 super chat. But what you said about what happens when a fighter loses athleticism makes me nervous about Teofimo's second half career. He fought Benavidez Jr. I think Danny Silva Garcia beats Xander Zayas. I think that Danny Silva Garcia lost already the heart. Look what happened. I never thought that Danny Silva Garcia would take a knee and just quit with Lara. Not with Lara. You know, somebody that will overwhelm him with power and all that stuff. But he lost to an old man. He lost to a 41-year-old. He quit to a 41 years old, my brother. He checked out. But Danny Silva Garcia is one of the toughest fighters. You know, when he got his mind right, he's one of the toughest fighters. You know, it's not easy to beat him. It's not easy to break his will. That's one thing. Nobody ever broke Danny Silva Garcia's will. But that Lara fight, yeah, he was done. Mentally, he's done. Teo's second half of career. Man, Teo just turned 28, and Teo's a gym rat. So I don't think he's going to lose his athleticism. Teo's a gym rat. Teo's probably in the gym right now. Teofimo Lopez right now in the gym. If I would call Teo right now and be like, yo, where you at? Be like, in the gym. Oh, my fault. I ain't pick up. I'm in the gym. I don't think Teofimo Lopez, I think if people see outside of boxing, he's like a gymnastic. That dude is, ese tigre no tiene vicio. That dude don't, it's not like he's a club guy. It's not like he's a whoremonger, like he's trying to get all the bitches in the world. He's not even like that, bro. I've chilled him. He's not like that. All he cares about is boxing, bro. All he cares about is boxing. All he cares about working out, boxing, his son. I've gone out with other fighters. We're going out to the clubs. We're all going out. Teo is a guy that he'll go to the gym. He'll be in the gym at 3 p.m. And you'll find him in the gym at 2 a.m. Like that. I don't know what it is. He's in love with the gym. That's what it is. So I doubt that his reflex will fall. That's one thing. I could say that for sure. You know what I'm saying? If Teo ever loses again, it has nothing to do with physical. Everything is mental. Everything, especially when it comes to everything will be its downfall would just be a mental thing. It wouldn't be a physical thing. Teo getting ready now to be announcer for the day. Yeah, he's gonna be announcing the Danny Silva Garcia fight in Barclays Center. But yeah, Teo is. I put it this way. I think Shakur Stevenson understand that he should be in the gym right now. If he's preparing for a Teo, see, Shakur knows Teo. Outside of the bullshit and fighters going after one another and saying downplaying one another and stuff like that, Shakur knows Teo is game. And Teo knows that Shakur is legit. They know. These guys know each other very, very well. It's almost like Boots Ennis and Gary. Why you think that Boots Ennis never said anything about Gary Antoine Russell? Of course, he was not in the division. But if Gary Antoine Russell starts saying, hey, yo, man, I'll beat Boots behind, what Boots is going to say? What is Richardson Hitchens if Gary Antoine Russell say, man, I've been whooping your behind? What is Richardson going to say? You don't see Richardson really calling out no Gary Antoine Russell. After his win with George Kambosos, you ain't see him that he want to unify the titles with Gary Antoine Russell, right? Because Richardson Hitchens was lost like 4 times versus Gary Antoine Russell in the amateurs. He don't say he want to unify the titles with Gary Antoine. Whenever you see Richardson Hitchens says, yo, I want to unify the titles with Gary Antoine Russell. Why everybody don't want to fight Gary Antoine Russell? Why nobody say that name? You know why? Because Gary Antoine Russell Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson was the best amateurs coming up. Teo versus Kerr will be a fantastic fight. Man, that shit. Man, to be honest, I think that's the best American fight to make. Especially, that's one of the biggest fights in boxing. If you are hardcore, pure hardcore combat, if you want science, when people talk about, oh, the sweet science, you want science? Do you want to see two Einsteins work and create chemicals together and mathematical problems and solutions? That's what you're going to see. This is what you're going to see. Teo versus Shakur Stevenson. That's two Einsteins working in their prime. Few mistakes, I'm telling you. So I don't know if you ever heard me say this. I always say that this fight is going to be like James Toney and Roy Jones Jr. The only thing that's going to separate Teofimo Lopez beating Shakur Stevenson, and I got Teo edging the fight with Shakur Stevenson. And why? Because the athleticism, the twitch muscles, the combination of speed and power, the things that you just can't teach that Shakur Stevenson don't have over Teo. Same thing with James Toney. James Toney was pound for pound ahead of Roy Jones Jr. They was on the same level, but he was ahead. Defense, technically sound, but he just didn't have that that's something that God gives you that you just can't get in the gym. That's what Teo got over Shakur Stevenson. Rapstar says some fighters are still stuck on their shelf. But hey, yo, no fighter should be stuck on the shelf no more. You know why? Because everybody say that Turkey Al Sheikh saves the day. Turkey Al Sheikh is the Jesus Christ and the Messiah of boxing. So I don't want to hear that boxing. I don't want to hear that boxing fights can't be made. Because then what's all the praise and all the money for? You know what I'm saying? Boxing talk con los 2 pesos, comprar Coca-Cola, la lata. Call me crazy, but I think it's pretty easy for Teo. Hey, he can make it easy. We see it, and I'm not going to say it was easy. The first half of the fight was easy with Lomachenko. He made it easy with Josh Taylor. These are pound for pound caliber fighters at the time. That's the beauty of it, that we just don't know. Sometimes I think that for Teo, he makes it harder for himself. I think that has been the reputation of Teofimo Lopez. He made it harder. And I don't, and maybe y'all could call me biased on this one. I don't feel like that the Jermaine Ortiz fight was hard. I just think that Jermaine Ortiz didn't want to fight. He was running. I think the Sandor Martin, I think it was more mental. I think it was more that he wanted to entertain so bad, headline in Madison Square Garden, and I think that he wanted to showboat. He wanted to. The plan was he wanted to entertain. That was all in his mind, and Sandor Martin didn't give him the style for him to entertain. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think these guys make it harder physically for Teo. And I was in that fight, Queso. Yo, Queso. When they said, what was it, a split? Everybody was looking at each other like, yo, nobody was giving props to Sandor Martin. You know, certain fights, how you see it in TV, you know how it is, how you see it in TV in the arena. In the arena, we thinking that this is an easy-ass fight. Everybody was booing Sandor Martin. Like, yo, stop, yo, fight, yo. But to me, Teo can show his boxing ability, and he has the edge athletically. Yeah, that's how I have it. That's how I have it versus Shakur Stevenson. Sandor always get the short end of the stick. I think he beat Puello. Even the Dominicans was mad at me when I said that Sandor Martin beat Puello. I said it was a draw, and I scored it a draw. And I said, but if you give it to anybody, you give it to Sandor Martin. 115, 113. Diablo, Ponce, pero tú no apoyas a los dominicanos. Tú no apoyas a los dominicanos, Ponce, ¿eh? Pero Puello le ganó. No, yo dije no. Santa Maria le ganó a Puello, right? Okay, I no stupid around here, okay? I'm Dominican, but I said the truth, all right? Diablo, Ponce, tú no soporto. Look, Ponce, you was going for Gervonta Davis when Hector Luis García, pero tú no apoyas, Ponce, tú no apoyas a nosotros, tú eres dominicano. ¿Y porque? No, que yo no hablo mentira. I don't lie to the people, all right? Yo, the Dominicans want me to lie to y'all and shit like that. Dominicans in boxing be like, yo, come on, Ponce, man, you don't be supporting, but come on, man. They said they be setting us up, man. They don't put fights that we supposed to win. I didn't want Michel Rivera to be fighting Frank Martin. He was supposed to fight. He lined up to fight he was lined up to fight Gervonta Davis. I said they're gonna get him. I always say you get Dominican, you know what I'm saying? This type of shit. You're gonna get him. $10 super chat. Everybody came and he said, Boxing Talk. Que lo que? Good looking now. Appreciate you with your support, my brother. He's too athletic for Shakur. And Stevenson punch selection isn't up for Tio. I think Lopez got that because of footwork. And if Tio don't want to get hit, he won't. I feel like Tio loses to 140 guys bad. You feel like he loses to 140 guys. Bad. I think Tio, again, when you have the athleticism and that flair, it could be a pro and cons, the gift and the curse. See, the freakish athleticism of speed, the combination of speed and power, twitch muscle and stuff like that, of Tio's, the Boots, the Ben Whitakers, the Roy Jones Juniors, the Prince Nassim, is that the Ryan Garcia's, is that God is so freakish, is so fast that you don't fight discipline. So when you don't fight discipline, when you see Tio shifting and shooting the right hand that puts himself in position to be counter, and then he gets off-balance dropped by Sandor, it's because you could do that. Straight up, boom, and then landing straight up, switch and landing the right hand like this, right? Versus a southpaw that could just check left hook you. Or, check right. Easy. A check right, my fault. Check right. So I think that that could be a gift and a curse. It's just like when Ryan Garcia knocked out Luke Campbell. A lot of people say, oh, he stand up too straight. But see, that's standing up too straight, then feinting like he was going to go to the head with a left hook, but then hit him with a body. Pros and cons. Roy Jones Jr. fought undisciplined through the entire career until everything slowed down. Prince Nassim did too. Good look now. But yeah, 154, man. 154, man. I could see upsets, man. We seen the upset. There was a lot of people that felt like Fundora was going to be Brian Mendoza. If Brian Mendoza could do that to Tim Tszyu, I believe that Keith von Tom Thurman could do that. I don't think that Fundora has been in the ring with a guy that moves like Keith von Tom Thurman. I don't think that Fundora been in the ring with somebody with an IQ like Keith von Tom Thurman. Now, look, he's had a draw before. He's got put down several times before in his career. Fundora doesn't fight for the most part, and I think he got better. But Fundora doesn't fight like a smart 6'5". Like I don't look at Fundora and says, damn, he got a high IQ. No. Because if you're 6'5" and everybody is 7 inches, 7 inches shorter than you, and you never implement that jab. With Tim Tszyu, yeah. But for the most part, He do not identify range. He gets himself into a firefight. He wants to go to the body. He wants to hit uppercuts. He wants to fight, which is good for the fans. But he don't make his job easier. You know what I'm saying? And if you get to a firefight with Lubin, you get to a firefight in the first fight with Brian Mendoza, with the likes of Tim Tszyu and all that. I believe that Keith Thurman's footwork can make him cross his legs. Barry Fernandez, Colo 20 pesos, the Super Chari Chari Party game. T.O. over Shakur, easy. Shakur can punch at 135, never mind at 140. Once T.O. put his hands on him, Shakur will be on his bicycle. Just my opinion. I don't think that Shakur's team is going to be fighting Teofimo Lopez the way they fought William Cepeda. I don't think so. But I also, this is what it is. Also this, and I agree with you, Dave Fernandez. I think that T.O. could fight like Shakur if he wants to. T.O. could fight like Devin Haney if he wants to. T.O. could fight very careful. Teofimo Lopez could fight very defensive. He's a guy, hey, again, folks, he's an Olympian that won the USA Olympic trials. If you ask any American fighter in the amateurs, what's harder, your first 15, 10, 11 fights in the pros or the Olympic trials, they'll say the Olympic trials. Most of them will say that the amateur was more difficult than the pros. T.O. has the intangibles to give you what Shakur does, what Devin Haney does. Very disciplined, careful. He could do that, but then it wouldn't be fun for him. T.O. makes it fun. T.O. puts himself in position to get hit. You know what I'm saying? But Teofimo Lopez got defense as well. Teofimo Lopez is very smart. Teofimo Lopez is one of the best IQs of this young generation. Is that people still can't get over that loss of George Kambosos. And at this point, you can't say nothing bad about T.O. in terms of technique and skills. And the only way that people like to diss him, but he lost to George Kambosos. That's the only way, because of late, well, he made already like 6 fights after, 6-7 fights, and people still stuck. Well, he just lost to George Kambosos. They can't get over that. And they're going to keep on losing their money if they keep on betting against Teofimo Lopez. You keep on saying, what about George Kambosos? All right, keep on saying that with when he fought with Barbosa, when he fought with Taylor, when he fought. Keep on saying the same thing. Well, he lost to George Kambosos. They're going to keep on losing their money. Boxing talk, boxing talk. Good looking out. God bless my brother with the Super Chatty Chatty Patty K. Said maybe because he didn't fight Haney threw me off. Or any given night, Lopez can be beat. On any given night, he could be the best fighter in the sport. I think if you match T.O. athletically, you can't beat him. I think when T.O. is on, I'm gonna say it like this, and I said it before. T.O. doesn't lose to nobody at 135, 140. When T.O. is on that, I'm gonna do my boxing shit. After showboating, I'm not gonna premeditate how a fight is gonna go. I'm gonna take what the fighter give me. I'm going my. Ain't nobody beating T.O. If he goes with the same mindset like he went with Loma, you know that T.O. wasn't playing around. With Josh Taylor, he wasn't playing around. After, like, when he did the thing, that's it. He already got his groove. He already banked in the fight. That's when after the 8th and 9th round when he really started to showboat and stuff like that. But before that, Hawk. He's a Hawk. Ain't nobody beating T.O. Ain't nobody T.O. And a lot of people don't want to say that. Ain't nobody beating T.O. Ain't nobody beating T.O. And I think his contemporaries know his mindset. Ain't nobody beating T.O. when he's on. I don't care what anybody. No Gary Antoine at 140. I used to think that Gary Antoine will give him the biggest test at 140. Gary Antoine. I think Gary Antoine out of everybody respects Teofimo Lopez more. And I think that Teo out of anybody at 140 respects Gary Antoine Russell more. Because remember, like I said, Teo, Gary Antoine Russell, and Shakur Stevenson was the guys in America on the come up in the amateur. They was the best. They were the best. So Teo knows Gary Antoine Russell very, very well. He knows Shakur Stevenson very, very well. They all know each other very, very well. But again, I think that Teo athletically is just got something that Gary Antoine Russell speed, but I still don't even think that Gary Antoine Russell is even his brother Gary Russell. You know what I'm saying? I think he tries to fight like his brother, but I think with Gary Antoine Russell, he's a guy. For me, this is what I rate Gary Antoine Russell when, and I'm a fan of Gary Antoine Russell as well in terms of technique and skills and the way he was brought up. Rest in peace, Gary Russell Sr. I think I put it in baseball terms, since we in baseball playoffs and the Yankees did lose. Gary Antoine Russell throws too many fastballs. And if you know the baseball, a great hitter is going to catch up to that fastball. Gary Antoine Russell fights like he's a closer. You understand what I'm trying to say? If people know their baseball, he throws too many fastballs. Too many fastballs that you could time him. It's almost like what Lomachenko did to his brother. Yeah, it looked too fast, but when you got a guy that is just as quick and could hit you in between those shots and see your punches, then that's nothing. It's almost like what Gervonta Tank-Davis and Ryan Garcia. Check out Ryan Garcia's left hook and look how Gervonta Tank-Davis was dodging that, because he's athletic. He's quick. He got twitch muscles. He was ducking almost every left hook after the second round. He was ducking. He was watching Ryan Garcia left hook look like it was slow motion. But look at that left hook with Devin Haney. See, Devin Haney couldn't catch that because Devin Haney don't have that. He don't have that reflex like these other guys. That's gifted, God gifted. You know what I'm saying? So I got Tia. I don't think Tia will lose anybody when they all on. Kerr can outbox him, but I'm concerned about his chinny chin chin. Think about this. When Shakur Stevenson put up a fight, Shakur Stevenson put up a fight, and I think that many, even myself, I'm happy that he did show the people that he's willing to be entertaining, but it wasn't, he was more on the ropes and stuff like that. What separated Shakur Stevenson's performance versus William Cepeda and Tevin Farmer? See, Shakur Stevenson got man praise because he fought in a way that many people didn't think he will fight William Cepeda. It wasn't the praise that he won, is that people were just happy the approach and the style. But look at the scorecards. Let's check the scorecards. Hold on. Give me a second. Let's check the scorecards of that fight. Hold on, give me a second. Because I did the fight, but I don't remember my scorecard. Let's go. Oh, shit, that wasn't even close. 1-8-10, 1-8-10, 1-18, 110, 118, 110, 119, 109. He did get hit. Let me see the copy box. Let's see the copy box of this fight. Shakur was throwing a lot of punches. Shakur landed 295, and Cepeda landed 272. That's why there was some people that said that they saw the fight close. Shakur landed 295 power punches, and Cepeda landed 272. That's a lot of shots landed on Shakur. Cepeda landed more jabs than Shakur. But look at the pace. Ayo, Cepeda was missing a lot, though. He was throwing a lot, but missing a lot. Cepeda threw 979 punches, almost 1,000 punches. So you still got to credit Shakur's defense, because he only landed 27% of it. But it was great. Yeah, so it's man, Shakur hasn't fought either. He also knocked your head off. So I like that fight, but I got T.O. winning that fight. But in the 154-pound, because I know we're going to be talking about a lot about this T.O. and Shakur. Hopefully it gets announced real soon. But and we don't know if Manny Pacquiao going to be fighting Rolly. T.O. said in the interview that he probably going to be fighting Manny Pacquiao as well, but he said in December, something like that. I think in this interview. And I don't think that people just want to see him fight already. That's a good take on Farmer, whose fight was more impressive. Farmer's first fight, or Shakur, you could do a video on that. I do think T.O. could beat Ennis. He saw something Haney, he wasn't sure. I think they because they know Boots as well. See, Boots wasn't as flashy. He was always good. I like the Boots. Wasn't as flashy in the pros. I think he got flashy in the pros. You know what I'm saying? You got a bunch of 20 plus fights that's not really, build your, it's not really worth too much, but build your confidence, build your style and stuff like that. I've been pumping Boots since the beginning and stuff like that. So, one thing I do like Boots, and I thought that T.O. had a great chance in beating Boots as well. See, the thing is that I've seen once you follow the amateurs and you actually really see these guys come up, when people start noticing them and then they come up with the matchups and they be like, hell no, man. Hell no. T.O. ain't getting no fuck with no Boots. That's like somebody saying, yo, Ryan Garcia versus Virgil. And probably a lot of people will be like, hell no, Virgil. Man, Ryan Garcia can't F a Virgil. You crazy? Ryan Garcia was beating Virgil Ortiz in the amateurs. He was beating Virgil Ortiz in the amateurs several times. So you just don't know these guys. And yo, he's scared to fight. A lot of these fighters ain't scared of nothing. They're not scared to fight nobody. They've been fighting each other for free. You think that Lamont Roach, and I gave, leading up to the fight with Lamont Roach and Gervonta Tank Davis, I said, Lamont Roach ain't scared of no Gervonta Tank Davis. You can't be scared of somebody or worried about somebody when you've been fighting fucking Tank since Roach been fighting Tank since they was 12 and 13 years old. So he knows Tank more than everybody here that's even predicting the fight. So that's why you saw a fight like that. You ain't see Lamont Roach back down like other Gervonta Tank Davis opponent, because he knew him. That's like you playing one-on-one ball with your boy. You know what I'm saying? He might not be the man, but he knows he knows your habits. He knows your weakness. He knows your strength, because y'all boys, y'all been playing since y'all was kids. Certain fighters don't want to look here, folks. There's certain fighters that don't want to fight these certain fighters, or there's certain the representative of these fighters don't want to fight that other opponent because of the amateurs as well. That's why y'all got to pay attention to the amateurs. Just like y'all know, why do people want to see Keyshawn Davis versus Andy Cruz? Since there's people out there that says, yo, the amateurs don't count. The amateurs ain't the pros, yo. The amateurs ain't the pros. Why do we want to see Keyshawn Davis versus Andy Cruz then? Why people was chastising Keyshawn Davis to fight Andy Cruz? Why? Had nothing to do with the pros. Has everything to do with the amateurs. And that's what I say, that sometimes we pick and choose whether to respect the amateurs or not. Man, that's the amateurs. Why you want to see the fight, though? We want to see the fight just based off the amateurs. And I actually think that Keyshawn Davis beats Andy Cruz in the amateurs. I mean, in the pros. Because I always said, even back then, I used to do the live shows with Keyshawn Davis. I used to do the live shows. I said that Keyshawn Davis always had a pro style. In the amateurs, they're not counting the body shots. I did the live show. I've been talking about Keyshawn Davis. Y'all know that. Been interviewing Keyshawn Davis before he even turned pro. Dude, Keyshawn Davis really effed up his own flames, man. He did, man. He was on a little run there. And that's what a lot of people like to credit teams. Not every, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would think that he's under Terrence Bud Crawford and see the discipline of Terrence Bud Crawford, and you thought that he was going to be a sponge to that. And it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? He even put something. I don't. If is he? It doesn't even know It doesn't even know what he's going to be doing next. I think he posted something yesterday on IG. I don't even think he knows what he's going to be doing next. Cause I don't know if what the hell's Top Rank doing? Where Top Rank going? Yeah, a lot of people don't want. Hey, yo, guess what? A lot of people don't want to talk about Top Rank. They was on PBC's case. That's all I was hearing for years. PBC is going down the drain. PBC is sinking like the Titanic. PBC is dead. PBC is done. PBC is this. And these was guys that was giving a lot of credit to Top Rank. Hey, their promotional company. You know, they need to run. You know, if you want to start a fighter, you start them out on Top Rank. And yeah. Where's the same people? All that, and it was actually Top Rank that was sinking. I've been off Bobby Arim, but he owes, so you gotta speak. You gotta your elders, but bruh. And I don't blame Bob Arum, because Bob Arum and fighters will say that he's not really running Top Rank. It's Todd Buff. He gave the ball up, and look what happened. Fumble. No wonder Bob Arum still want to lurk around. God damn, these guys don't know how to work like me, damn. I built a damn company for 50 years, and look what these guys have done. Todd the Buff, I've handed you the keys to Top Rank. I've had everybody here. I had great fights. I had a great farming system. You're fucking up the first time Top Rank does not have a TV deal. What the hell is going on? You guys are reminding me like Mike Coppinger. Huh? Shut the F up, you fucking asshole. Bobby Arim must be tight. Bobby Arim, that's what happened. Bobby Arim don't got no kids, right? Couldn't leave it behind it. He couldn't leave the company to his kids, man. He couldn't do what George Steinbrenner did with the Yankees and give it to his kids. He got to do what James Dolan, his dad, did. Got to do what Donald Trump dad did. Got to do what Hilton's father did. I had to run like a family business. Todd the Buff ain't part of the family. Son-in-law. Did he fumble with Bud? I don't think he fumbled with Bud, though. I think that Bud also didn't want to do what a lot of what Top Rank wanted him to do. Like, Bud didn't want to do interviews. He didn't like to be out there. As soon as he left Top Rank, Bud was everywhere. Hey, yo, Bud even went to the Playboy award ceremony. Bud went everywhere. Bud did a lot of interviews, podcasting, and all of that once he left Top Rank, but he didn't want to do it back then. It ain't help Top Rank when he didn't want to do interviews and appear in shows and do this and that. I mean, that's what a top rank rep said to me. But look at Bud now. Bud is the biggest thing in boxing, and Top Rank is out of boxing. Maybe that's the reason why ESPN did not want to, stay in bed with Top Rank. Maybe that's the reason why ESPN. I got 3 reasons why ESPN says F Top Rank. 3 reasons. One of the reasons that a lot of people in the sport of boxing do not want to talk about. Nobody never want to touch the subject. And that's just me. I'll touch it. And it's the reason why a guy like me is blackballed and shit like that. And people want to sabotage my channel, whatever, and report it and stuff like that. One of the main reasons I believe that Top Rank is not with ESPN, y'all already know ESPN is Disney, it's because Top Rank was also in bed with fighters that was in bed with Daniel Canahan. And once ESPN found that you are doing business with the Irish alleged mob, we can't be in business with you. We're going to run this contract out, but Disney cannot mix with Daniel Canahan and Top Rank. And I remember because it got to the point where Top Rank fighters, given this is legitimate source. This is legitimate source. Y'all could, hey yo, I'm just a drunk with a mic. Y'all could believe me. Y'all don't have to believe me. I'm just a drunk with a mic. Fighters couldn't do deals with Probellum. Probellum also was supposed to be in bed with Daniel Canahan. That's the reason you didn't see Jason, how you say it? That's what you didn't see Jason Maloney fight Nonito Donaire. Nonito Donaire was Probellum, Richard Schaefer, and they felt like Richard Schaefer and Probellum was in bed with Daniel Canahan and blah, blah. ESPN did not want nothing to do with those type of people. And I think that's why. That's the number one reason. That's my number one reason. Y'all could, it's my conspiracy theory, put it that way. My second is that if your face of boxing, your golden goose in the American market is the American fighter Terrence Bud Crawford, and then Terrence Crawford is suing Bob Arum and Top Rank for racial and all that stuff, and y'all didn't give the Manny Pacquiao Bud Crawford fight. Y'all didn't give ESPN and brought in Earl Spence and Terrence Bud Crawford. Why are we not keeping no promises? You're not giving us no real fights. Yeah, you gave us Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, but we was way more invested with Terrence Bud Crawford. We had pay-per-view with Terrence Bud Crawford. That's the guy that we invested on. Tyson Fury just came and signed that 3-fight deal, whatever, stuff like that. He came later than Bud. So so you lose Bud, then he gets one of the biggest fights in the sport of boxing with Earl Spence when you lose him. Now, another thing. Now, when it comes to viewership, now, Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez to this day is still the most viewed free fight in boxing. Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko did 4.3 million views. The most viewed free fight since Keith Von Tom Thurman versus Josecito Lopez that I think did 3.1 million views on Fox. So now you got the biggest star, the biggest young up and coming star that you could ride. You could ride several years on ESPN with Teofimo Lopez. Top Rank dropped the ball. You did not want to pay Teofimo Lopez X amount of dollars to fight George Camboso. Then you lose him to a purse bid in which you you bid it the least. You lose out your young fighter that got the biggest win in boxing versus Lomachenko. We got him ESPN. Top Rank, you went cheap on him. He went to the zone. He loses, and now you bring back Teofimo Lopez after losing to George Kambosos. Now his stock ain't even the same, not even after when he beat Richard Comey. His stock was never the same after the Vasily Lomachenko. Right there, Top Rank should have respected Teofimo Lopez and paid Teofimo Lopez whatever he asked for. Respectfully. He wanted $2 million. You didn't want to give him $2 million after Lomachenko? After he beat Lomachenko, you didn't want to give him $2 million? You didn't even want to give him $2 million. Really? And Vasily Lomachenko was making his guarantees of $3.23 million. That means Lomachenko could afford to do it that works in the halal truck and he gets $3 million. And you didn't want to give Teofimo Lopez because it broke your damn heart that he beat your golden goose. Because in all actuality, y'all didn't think that Teofimo Lopez was going to beat Vasily Lomachenko on Top Rank. People on Top Rank didn't think that Teo was going to beat Lomachenko. This was all Lomachenko. They was riding on Lomachenko. So you lose out Bud. You lose out Teo. Right? And you was in bed with and allegedly you guys was doing business with Daniel Canaham's fighters. Josh Taylor, Tyson Fury. I think that's what it was, in my opinion. But I could be wrong. What y'all think? Was I wrong? Was I right? Did it make sense? Did it make logical sense? Facts. He didn't give him Spence. He didn't give him Pac-Man. ESPN looking at like, we just giving y'all guys money. Then you being cheap with the fighters. We giving you a good budget. And you telling me that you couldn't give Teofimo Lopez $2 million after the Vasily Lomachenko fight? Do you know if Teofimo Lopez just would have stepped right back in the ring in March, 5 months later, or April, March, when Teofimo Lopez was in shape. That camp, if the fight was going to be in June, Teofimo Lopez was in incredible shape before the COVID and he got COVID, whatever. Then imagine how many people would have seen that fight because everybody was riding on Teo. The whole boxing world was giving up to Teo, man. You had Manny Pacquiao tweeting. You had Mike Tyson saying congratulations, Teo. You had the world of boxing calling him undisputed, bro. You had the biggest young star in boxing. But because Top Rank did not want to give Teofimo Lopez a fucking $2 million, at least, it's all because David McWater said in an interview with the MMA podcast, he said, we just wanted $2 million. They just would have gave $2 million and Teo would have took it. So you lose your pound-for-pound star in Bud. You lose your up-and-coming star in Teo and his market. And Tyson Fury, your heavyweight champion is in bed with Daniel Canahan, and your undisputed champion, Josh Taylor, is in bed with Daniel Canahan. That's too much for ESPN to handle. What y'all think? Guess we'll say agree. I mean, I'm just a drunk with a mic. I don't know. It was just too much for them to handle. Too much. Too much. I mean, what's next? Now, look, to be honest, right now, to be honest, if I was an investor, I was a big corporation and Top Rank is pitching me their company. I'm going to look at Top Rank right now and say, who y'all have, man? To be honest, I think the potential biggest star for them is Emiliano Vargas. Emiliano Vargas. I like Xander Zayas. But Xander Zayas is banking on the Puerto Rican market. If the Puerto Rican market gets behind Xander Zayas, he's the number one. But they're not banking on just Xander. They're banking on, hopefully, the Puerto Rican people gets behind Xander like they did the other Puerto Rican stars. And look, the Puerto Rican really didn't stand next to Subriel Matias. To me right now, if I'm an investor, I'm just looking at Emiliano Vargas. Emiliano Vargas is the best, supposed to be the next star. I think he has all the ingredients. He has the name, he has the entertainment value, and he has the looks. Yes, and looks count, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, good looks count. And yeah, I'm a guy, and I could tell when another brother look good. I could tell when another guy is put together. I could tell, hey, yo, that dude could get bitches. Yeah. Call it what it is. I'm straight enough and man enough to tell you, hey, yo, ese tigre se va a buscar todas las mujeres. Emiliano Vargas got that Oscar de la Hoya effect. His name, he entertains, he knocks out people, and his looks is going to get him the number one superstar on Top Rank. Now, there's going to be people out there that want to lie to themselves. Oh, no, look at you, nigga, caring about the look. Hey, yo, I could say that Oscar de la Hoya es más bonito que ese tigre de Tito Trinidad. Yo lo puedo decir. Oh, yeah, no, you're going to say, oh, no, Oscar de la Hoya, I'm a guy, I don't know. Oscar de la Hoya, GQ magazine. Oíste. That was one of the elements, the ingredients of Oscar de la Hoya becoming a big star. How you look too. You look a part. It plays a part. What do you think, Ryan Garcia? Huh? You think that Ryan Garcia is not because he got a left foot, but it's also his looks. Pretty boy Floyd, because his looks. I said it the other day when I was in middle school. All these girls used to love Pretty Boy Floyd. His looks. Pretty Boy got a lot of girl fans, bro. Floyd Mayweather had a lot of girl fans. So Ryan Garcia 2.0? Nah. Nah, Emiliano Vargas is not Ryan Garcia 2.0. I think that Emiliano Vargas will be more disciplined. I think the good thing about Emiliano Vargas, that at for the most part, when you got a fighting family, when you got an athletic family, for the most part, the younger brother or sister is always better. See, you learn from the father and you learn from your older brothers. We know that Emiliano Vargas is better than Fernando Vargas Jr. We know that. Amanda Serrano is better than Cindy Serrano. Gary Antoine Russell is more accomplished than Gary Russell. Boxing Talk with a $2 super chat says, yo, bigger potential star-wise, Ryan Garcia or Emiliano? Ryan Garcia just developed social media, you know what I'm saying? He developed that. But in terms of traditionally, the way that you grow, in the traditional way of growing boxing, I think that Emiliano Vargas has an upside. I think he's going to be in a division where he's gonna do good. I think, again, his fighting style, his father, so he's going to get the backup from, and he know how to speak Spanish. Se puede defender. He got the ingredients. Let me see. Emiliano Vargas know how to speak Spanish, right? Hold on. Dame ve. Because if he speaks Spanish, yeah, he's going to be bigger than Ryan Garcia. See? Mira, ajá. Yeah, estos commercials en YouTube. My God. Does Emiliano Vargas, he speaks Spanish too, right? Yeah, he speaks Spanish. So, más mejor que Ryan Garcia. Se puede defender el tigre. Yo, Punch, you think Fundura versus Clarissa would... Come on, guys. Yep, he speaks Spanish. So, yeah, he got all the ingredients. I'm telling you. If I was top rank, I put all my money on Emiliano Vargas. And you know what? If I was top rank, see, one thing in boxing is that these old folks got to learn that over marination is done in boxing. Fans, remember, this is a niche sport. There is no such thing as marinating anymore in the sport of boxing. You didn't marinate Tank and Jake Paul. Huh? You know what I'm saying? There's no more marination. Marination is when people are actually pay attention to the sport. That boxing is a major sport. It got a lot of fans, and it keeps us anticipating, and people are engaged with the sport. People are not engaged with the sport when there's nothing happening. So there's no such thing as marinating no more. You gotta make the fight when that's it. Everybody's talking about them, right? So let's say Fundura is gonna be fighting Thurman. Matter of fact, Boots is fighting this week. Everybody gonna be talking about Boots. Thurman versus Fundura. The winner for Thurman versus Fundura is gonna be the fight. Boots and that fight. That's it. That's what we're gonna be talking about. Then in 2 weeks, it's Virgil Ortiz. All right, that week, now we're talking about, oh shit. Is it going to be Boots versus Virgil? Is it going to be Thurman or Fundura versus Boots? Is it going to be Fundura versus... Now you got it. That's the next fight. The next fight is that. That's it. It's not, oh, we're going to wait for Boots 2 more years, 3 more fights, and Virgil. No. No. There's no such thing as marination in boxing anymore. There's no more such thing. What Top Rank needed to do is when you saw the clash of the Davis brothers against the Vargas brothers, and they was going to have a brawl. ESPN Top Rank should have been like, let's put this family fight right now. Right now. And that fight would have done good. Right there. Boom. When Emiliano and Keyshawn Davis and the brothers, the three brothers was going at it. Let's get that fight. Let's get that fight. Let's get the family feud. Mexicano versus American. Pero esa gente son estúpidas. They don't listen to Pondro Boxing, to me. They don't listen to me. They don't listen to me. We are more connected than ever, so word of mouth is instant. Got dope product. Drop that shit right now. Tell them, queso. Hey, yo, people, you listening? Yo, promoters, listen for once to the people. Listen for once for the people. That over look. One day, Thurman is good. Look at what they're promoting. Look how they're promoting Keith Thurman, the forgotten champion. That's it. Emiliano versus Kid Austin. This summer, who you got? Kid Austin right now. I got Kid Austin right now. Kid Austin, he's going to be fighting Jojo Diaz. He already knocked out Tevin Farmer. He just got and he's only, 22 years old. He's only 22 years old, 22, 23 years old. Now, I got Kid Austin right now. Kid Austin is tough too, man. Kid Austin is a tough cookie, man. We go by social media today, back in the day. And the thing is it's not just about social media. It's about relevancy. That's what it is, Coda. Because when we say social media is what's viral, what's relevant, what people are talking about. It's not necessarily just social media, because whatever you're doing in your respective sport and you do something real good, that goes to social media. You understand what I'm saying? Like, people like to say, oh, he's only good because social media. No, it's because Gervonta Tank Davis knocked out Leo Santa Cruz and the shit went viral and made him a bigger star. It's not that Gervonta Tank Davis just sitting around on social media getting his numbers up. No. Is that what you do something special in your job, in your sport, and it goes to social media and it goes viral on social media. That's the difference. Like, people be like, oh, the reason why Jay Paul and Gervonta Tank Davis because of social media. No. Tank is not on social media. Tank is not on IG. Tank don't do no TikTok. Tank rarely tweets, and when he tweets, when he tweets, we all talking about it. Everybody doing a video of his tweet. How many videos you seen? Oh, Gervonta Tank Davis deleted his tweet, but he said this and this and that. It's about relevancy. We're living, America is not like it used to be. Like, we always be like, hey, yo, we want boxing to what it used to be. No, because college basketball is not what it used to be. College football is not what it used to be. The NFL is not what it used to be. You understand? Look at the numbers right now, folks. Even in boxing numbers. Hey, yo, I got the lowest numbers that I've ever had since I started my channel. But guess what's popping right now? MLB playoffs. The Knicks preseason started today. NFL at the highest that's ever been. Hey, yo, people are talking about that Bad Bunny is going to perform in the Super Bowl more than boxing. In the sports world. In the sports world, we are talking about everybody is doing an interview. I just saw Stephen A. Smith doing an interview with CBS, Good Morning America, to talk about Bad Bunny and his Super Bowl performance. We ain't even talking about boxing. He wasn't on CBS. He wasn't on Good Morning America talking about, hey, you know what happened? How Bud beat Canelo. He was talking about Bad Bunny going to perform on the Super Bowl. I'm watching Jada and Fat Joe podcast, and they're talking about Bad Bunny performing in the Super Bowl. They ain't talking about Keith Thurman Fundura. I know. I like Bad Bunny. Trust me, I'm a fan of Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny's my guy. Minus the nail polishes and shit like that, but Bad Bunny's my guy. Bad Bunny got hits. I haven't listened to an artist that got hits that I could actually play an album. I could actually play the album, and I'm not gonna skip it. I could have my own Bad Bunny playlist, and it's good. Bad Bunny is that guy, man. He said, yeah, I don't give a damn how suspect he is. I don't care about how many nail polish he put on, how many colors he got. I don't care. I'm rocking his music. We out. The whole room changed, bro. You could be in a bar, you could be in a lounge, you could be in a hookah bar, you could be whatever. You could be in the living room. Once a Bad Bunny song come out, it changes. It changed the mood. You could be like this, like sipping on something. Yeah. But that's what people talking about. I think if powers that be, if Turkey says this, I want to make a 154-pound tournament, then everybody in boxing will be talking about it. Then everybody will be doing this content right now. In my opinion, not because it's me, I feel like everybody, every boxing content creator, every independent media should be talking about pushing Turkey Out Shake. If you got Turkey Out Shake's ear right now, some of you have it, say Turkey. Just if Turkey asks, what do you think is the number one thing I should be doing in the sport of boxing? What do you think should I do? Mike Coppinger, Max Kellerman, I'd hire you for the ring. Tell me. Max Kellerman, open your fucking mouth and tell Turkey Out Shake to put the damn 154-pound tournament and stop talking about everything else at Triple G. Triple G's out of here. I don't hear about Triple G. Let's talk about 154 tournament. Everybody that got Turkey's ear, Oliolo Diapio, whatever your name is from Canada, whatever, taught everybody, Mike Coppinger, Max Kellerman, the football player, whatever, Akin Barak, Spencer Fearon, if you tell Turkey 154 tournament, and trust me, Turkey Out Shake, you want a balloon, you want to get boxing back in America, give me 154 tournament. 154 tournament is the number one priority in the sport of boxing, in my opinion. The 154-pound tournament. And if any other boxer from 140, 147, you want to move up, because you can move up to 154, make it even more interesting. Top 20, baby. Top 20. Brian Norman Jr. after this Devin Haney fight, if you win, move up to 154 and put yourself in mandatory position with the WBO. Easy. Make it more interesting. Then it'll be Brian Norman Jr. versus Xander Zayas, top rank. Dime. Hey, right here, boxing professional me right here. All right? Boxing matchmaker right here. If Brian Norman Jr. beats Devin, if he beats Devin Haney, or if Devin Haney beats Brian Norman Jr., Devin Haney go to 154, put yourself in mandatory position to face Xander Zayas. I think it's a winnable fight, and you will become a 4-division world champion, and you could have an opportunity to become a 4-division world champion by the age of 27 years old. Mira eso. Matchmaker right here. Matchmaker, Pontron Boxing, all right? AKA Mr. Happy Hour, right? I'm very good. Easy. Boxing Talk. Colo 10 pesos, me dice. Punch, you and Bill Haney need to do a collab. God bless you, my brother, with the super chat. Appreciate your support, my brother, to the fullest. You got tension, but when y'all together on screen, it's like Larry Merchant and B-Hop. And you and a Devin Haney interview will break the YTBC an honest convo. It would, yeah. I think it would. I think that's one thing. A Devin Haney and a Punch Run Boxing interview. That would do justice. That would do justice. Boxing needs that. This community needs that. But again, it's all about numbers, man. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. My numbers ain't up to par. It's easy to. Why I'm gonna do? Think about it. Devin Haney looking on. I don't know how much you got. We got 30, 20 people looking on. Why am I wasting my time and go to Punch Run Boxing? That's what it is. You seen Ryan Garcia? Where did Ryan Garcia go the other day? Showbiz. Ryan Garcia don't do interviews on the YTBC like that. But because his number, I'm gonna go. His number is popping. I'm going over there. He's good, and his number is popping. I ain't wasting my time. I know when I do something with him, it benefits Ryan. That's what people just gotta. Hey, I ain't the one, but I'm good to facilitate. This is one of your better lives, bro. Push is cooking. Low nose boxing in the building. Good looking now. Yeah, because we talking boxing, right? But it's good, man. But we're going to end this one. It was a good topic. I think the next topic, though, I think is going to be that about the best performance of the first half of the decade. Let's call it like that. First half of the decade, best performance, including with the best win. So we had the Bam versus Estrada, Bud versus Spence, Fury versus Wilder 2. What was the other best? What was the other best performance? Yo, we should do a live by giving the award ceremony though. Like we should have an award ceremony, live show, like Fighter of the Year. But like we should do, I should do the Punch Drunk Boxing Fighter of the Year, Bet Fighter. But I want to do decade, half a decade. I want to do that half a decade, not the year, half a decade. Bud may be winning a lot of awards. Best collective wins up to date. Who had the best wins? The best wins in the last 5 years. I put that on the poll right the other day. The best wins in the last 5 years. Dimitri Bivol with Suldo Ramirez, Canelo Alvarez, and Beterbiev. Teofimo Lopez with Lomachenko, Josh Taylor, Barbosa. Is it Bud Crawford, Porter, Canelo, and Earl Spence? Or is it Usyk, Dubois, Fury, and AJ? Who other ones have wins? I do like Bam Rodriguez wins too, man. The Estrada, Sonny Edwards. Did he beat Cuadras within the 5 years, or Rumfaside within the 5 years? Yeah, he did. Rumfaside, Cuadras. No. Estrada, Sonny Edwards, and Rumfaside. Those are great wins right there. Inoue, Stephen Fulton. Who got the best pair wins, the best performance? Usyk and Crawford, Dave Fernandez. Yeah, that Usyk, see, because look at the momentum that Danny Dubois had going into the Usyk fight. And he rematched all of them, though. See, that's the thing with Usyk, bro. Usyk rematched them. Like Usyk told the world, like, nah, I just ain't do it one time. I'm letting this just wasn't a easy. This wasn't just a fluke. I want Crawford for the first time also to defend his undisputed. A top 10 list of the best fights: Bud, Canelo, Bud, Spence, Tio, Loma, Ruiz, Joshua, Fury. Oh, yeah. John Ruiz. I'm sorry, not John Ruiz. Andy Ruiz. And the AJ fight. That's a big win. That's a big win. Was it in the 2000s? Or 2019? Hopefully the 2000s. But that was a big win. Good looking out. Appreciate you. But yeah, man, tomorrow we back at it. Late night. Love y'all. God bless. Hope you have a great night. You already know God first, everything second plus. Hey, yo, queso. Mira. October 25th. I'm going to bring out the scale. October 25th, I'm bringing out the scale. Where you at? I haven't asked you how much you weigh right now. Huh? Maybe you cheating on the weight loss. Maybe you taking some snack products. But anyway, man, love y'all. God bless. And on to the next.